Hey, what's up guys? In this video I'd like to show you this Buccaneer build that I've been playing with for the past few days. So the first thing that you have to pick when making a Buccaneer build is the size for a weapon. I tried all the available options and they're all pretty good, but the one that feels the strongest to me is the distortion scattergun. And if you combine that with all ballistic weapons, you basically almost have a 3 Mantis build. The damage is similar, but on top of that you have the scattergun, which in the right situation can be devastating. The scattergun is especially good versus larger ships like the Vanguards if you can get up close, which is pretty dangerous, because that's when the Vanguard will be able to land most of his hits, but you can't really win otherwise. Versus lighter fighters, you can also be pretty strong if you're good at angle fighting, which is basically when you always try to position yourself so you get a nice top or bottom view of the enemy ship. When you're fighting a good pilot and a light fighter, that's going to be pretty hard, but you still have that almost 3 Mantis build, so if your aim is on point, you still have a good chance to win. And that's what I like the most about the Buccaneer in this build. You have a solid chance versus anything that you face, both large and small ships, and generally the better pilot ends up winning, which is how it should be. Everything else is pretty standard and what I like to use on most of my light fighter builds. Guardian Shield for ballistic protection, FR66 for the regen, the JS300 power plant, and I like to run Ultra Flow with Zero Rush. My understanding of this power draw request time is that it means how long it takes until it provides the maximum available cooling. So if this is a linear function, it means that after 3 seconds, the Zero Rush will provide 238 cooling, where the Ultra Flows will only provide 165 cooling. So the Zero Rush provides more burst cooling, where the Ultra Flow provides more cooling overall. I tried double Ultra Flows as well, and I really couldn't tell the difference. The ship's cooling is the last thing on my mind during combat, but in theory I think using one Zero Rush might be better. It's not a big deal though. Now a few things that you should know about the Buccaneer. I don't think he has any big shield holes, or I haven't been able to see any during my flights, but your wings don't have a lot of HP, and eventually ballistic penetration damage will destroy one of them, so you have to fly pretty evasively all the time. Your wings being squishy might make you want to play super defensive, and I think it's a mistake because you have the superior firepower with the scattergun, so I think you just kinda have to have faith in your aim and push in, because you will lose the long attrition game. The Talon Shield that will be coming in 3.12 might have really good ballistic absorption, so that might be really good for the Buccaneer instead of the Guardian, but we'll have to wait and see. The Buccaneer flies very well in atmosphere. It's no arrow, but it's much better than the Gladius. It's much easier to aim with it for sure. It also flies pretty well in space, but you overheat easily, so you can't boost as much. Keep in mind though that when you overheat, not all of your thrusters are affected, just the ones that you've been using. So you can continue pushing in that direction if you want, but you just have to angle your ship differently, like a 180 flip for example. The Buccaneer is pretty small. It's similar to the Gladius and the Arrow in how difficult it is to hit, which is a nice to have. The cockpit view is pretty nice too. I wish the radar was 3D, but this is fine as well, at least it's not affected by light or lighter backgrounds the way it is on the Gladius. The panels are also pretty nice, and I especially like how all 5 weapons fit on the screen all at once, so I can quickly glance and see how many bullets I have left. Usually when I fly other fighters, I make the front shield a bit stronger. I wouldn't recommend that with the Buccaneer though, because most of the time when you die, it's because your wings got destroyed. You can still harden the front shield, but leave the shield strength equal for all faces. Alright, I think that's about it, so I'm going to play a few clips so you can see this build in action. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments area, and if you like the video, you know what to do. See you in the verse.
contact.